There are a couple of enthusiasm in the market right now, and what's really bringing this confidence, this reassurance, and this enthusiasm is the fact that we started having it in the news, seeing some publication about the fact that the Dangote Refinery is now working. And in any moments, even based on the news, they have already started refining diesel. And the next couple of weeks and couple of months, diesel will start rolling out of the Dangote Refinery. And by next year, they also start bringing out some other crude oil byproducts, and they can also start exporting. But in this episode of Meet the Property Guy, I want to ask a valuable question. Dangote Refinery is now working. Is that a good or a bad news? All right, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this Meet the Property Guy Property channel, and this will discuss everything in real estate. We talk about the real estate sector, the real estate market, the real estate industry, real estate developers, real estate locations, real estate risk, real estate returns, and different ways you can make money, the different ways you can lose money by investing and buying real estate in Nigeria, buying real estate in Lagos. So if you have been investing, you are planning to invest, you are preparing yourself ahead to invest, this is your go-to channel, because we have a lot of playlists here to enlighten you, to educate you, and to equip you about everything you need to understand about the markets and about the real estate sector, particularly and most importantly about real estate documents. So we have playlists on land documents, CFO, Q&A session, interview session, shortlets. We have playlists on Ekpe, we have playlists on Ibeju-Lekki, we have playlists on real estate investors series. We have real estate masterclass as a playlist also, and we have different episodes that we have covered about on this playlist. Which company should you buy from? What should you look out in a company, real estate developer? Should you buy off plans? Should you not buy off plans? Should you invest for shortlets? How can you make money for shortlets? And so many more. So I also advise, after watching this particular video, you go to our different playlists. If this is your first time on our channel, I can guarantee you are going to be hooked here for the next 5 hours. All right. So the Dangote Refinery is now working. Is that a good or a bad news for the Nigerian economy? All right. So before we go into the video, go straight into the topic. If you are new here, this is your first time on our channel, we want you to subscribe. Yes, we want you to subscribe. That's one of the ways that you can support us. We have these free guides, we have these free teachings that we do here, just ensuring that you get to know what is happening here, what is happening in the real estate sector. And one of the ways that you can appreciate what we do, you can appreciate the time, and also we sharing this knowledge is also for you to subscribe to our channel. So we are definitely going to appreciate you to subscribe. All right, if you are subscribed already, and one of the ways that you can keep in touch with us, keep in touch with our channel, is also for you to turn on the notification button. There's a description on the screen right now showing you how you can turn on the notification button and you get notified immediately as we are dropping these videos. All right, so as I mentioned before, in the past few days, now we've got a couple of publications, couple of blog posts about the Dangote Refinery is now working. Now it's been a very arduous and challenging journey for the Dangote company over the past probably 10 years on the refinery. Couple of challenges have come and gone, and finally now, based on the publications that you have been seeing, is now working. They are now refining, and in the next couple of weeks they'll start rolling out diesel. All right, now this is giving a couple of Nigerian lovers, Nigerian optimists, giving them a couple of enthusiasm and confidence that seems that things can get better. At least if diesel is no longer being imported and the Dangote Refinery can meet up the supply for diesel, then price should come down, price should be stable, and the construction industry, the real estate industry should also enjoy from these particular achievements. All right. In case you don't know, different fuels have different impact in our economy. A lot of heavy duty vehicles, trailers, tankers, tractors, bulldozers, caterpillars, they use diesel. So which means that most of the big equipment that we use in the real estate and construction space, they are diesel powered. And that's why if any price changes affect diesel per liter, no matter how small or how big that price change is going to have a very, very big ripple effect in real estate prices and cost of construction, basically. So gas, that's liquefied natural gas, is being used in our houses. That is a household fuel. That's what a lot of us use to cook. And also gas is also used for a lot of generating plants. Most of our generating plants, 70% of our generating plants are powered by gas. So that's why whenever there is a hike in gas prices, it's either we are going to experience lower power supply or a higher tariff, which is like one of the reasons why tariff is like changing or changed already last week anyway. So that's for gas. Why petrol is what a lot of us use for day-to-day transportation and day-to-day movements. And that's why if anything happens to the cost of petrol, the first thing that goes up is food. Because a lot of the farm produce are carried by petrol-powered vehicles or like petrol buses and so on. All right, so now, if Dangote Refinery is working, we have to look at the good side and which is the flip side, and the bad side, which is the bland side. And the best way to compare Dangote Refinery is working full-fledged is for us to look at a particular important commodity in our markets, which is locally produced, and despite that fact, the price have not been stable, and that's cement. Now, all the, like, okay, let's say most of the mineral resources or like required materials for cement are available here in Nigeria. We have limestone in high availability. Despite that fact, when you compare the cost of cement per bag just between 2020 and now, we are looking at like around times 4, a 400%, 300% increase. Despite the fact that cement is locally made, locally produced, and we are not importing cement. Now, in case you don't know, we are actually still importing cement. It's just in small numbers. And that's because if you combine and merge all the cement manufacturing plants in Nigeria, they still cannot meet up to the local demand. So, which means that we still have a higher local demand than supply from the cement manufacturers or cement factories themselves. And it's simple in economies. When there's a higher demand than supply, price will never be stable. And there are so many middlemen in the cement industry. A lot of us cannot even go to the cement factory and order. You have to go to a warehouse. A warehouse have to go to a regional warehouse. This one have to go to another warehouse. This one have to go to another. And each person in this, each middleman in this supply industry are adding. This one we add 15 naira, and now we add 100 naira, so we add 20 naira. So before you know it, a product that is leaving the factory for 4,000 naira, by the time you get to the market, it's like 5,500. Because each of the middlemen have been adding. So now, if we now compare the Dangote Refinery now working with what have been happening in cement, particularly in the past 4 years, you realize that, to be very frank, we are in trouble. Because we are monopolizing a very, very essential commodity, diesel, petroleum. I don't know if they will be producing gas or refining gas there, and other essential crude oil byproducts to just one conglomerate. And as Dangote, as a company, has proven to us, based on sugar, based on cement, based on flour, on most of the items that they have been monopolizing, prices have not been stable, and prices have not been cheap either. So I don't know where we are now having that assumption, or like a couple of guys or a couple of our people are having the assumption that if Dangote Refinery is working full-fledged, that fuel is going to be cheap, that diesel is going to be cheap, that this is going to be stable, that fuel is going to be stable. Well, it's my prediction. I don't think so, and I don't agree so, because I am predicting that the same market tactics, the same market structure that is available in the cement industry is likely what will also be replicated when Dangote Refinery is working too, which will bring a lot of middlemen into the market, a lot of middlemen into the sector, and as long as there are so many middlemen between the refinery and the end consumers, there will be a lot of top-ups and prices will never be cheap. And also there are also times when these middlemen grow and started becoming a monster, and they start creating artificial scarcity, which was one of the things that happened around January when cement went as high as 13,000, 11,500, 12,000 in some places. They created a bottleneck, created an artificial scarcity, and prices went up. And before you know it, everybody that had cement in their warehouse also jack up their prices. It was an artificial manipulation. And I don't think that the refinery and whatever that is will be happening from the refinery, whatever that the refinery will also be pumping out into our local economy will also be different. A lot of these middlemen also are going to grow wings, and they are also going to start creating some artificial scarcity at some periods of the year just to increase prices. Now, it's not all gloom and doom, because there are some positives that we can take. Now, the first big positive is that once the Dangote Refinery is working, once the Dangote Refinery is supplying our local market fuel, then it has proven that private refineries can work. Private refineries can thrive. And this will start to open the market for a lot of other investors to look at the opportunity that we can also go into this market. That we can also create a competition for Dangote, basically. So the simple fact that the refinery worked, the refinery is supplying the local market, is also a positive to bring in other investors to also bring in or set up their own refineries. And that's really the goal, because we just can't rely on the Dangote Refinery alone. We need to create a system, a structure, an ecosystem where it can be an open, even playground for every investor to create modular, full-fledged refineries and actually bring this product into the market to create a competitive market. Now, in addition, we also need to ask a vital question. If the Dangote Refinery is working, they have two choices. Number one is for them to refine and then export. They have a jetty, and the Lekki seaport is just like opposite them. So they can decide that, okay, our refined products, we are not supplying the Nigerian market, we want to export. Secondly, they can decide that, okay, we are not exporting, we want to meet the local demand. We want to supply to the local demand. We want to bring in diesel into the local markets. We want to bring in petroleum into the local markets and so many other vital crude oil byproducts that a lot of other industries can rely on to start also producing their own different products and their own different services. Now, if the refinery is tilting towards exporting a lot of their products, then nothing changes, because that simply means that we still have to continue importing fuel. Status quo remains the same. And if the refinery is exporting, which is where a couple of people are making some vital mistake, because definitely even if they decide that, okay, they want to meet up the local demand for diesel, for petrol, there are still several tens of other crude oil products that can be exported. And these different other products that can be exported can generate valuable foreign income into the economy, but this foreign income is not into Nigeria. This foreign income is to Dangote. And this is where we need to start to differentiate things. If Dangote is exporting bitumen, if Dangote is exporting refined petroleum, Dangote is exporting refined LNG, and they are bringing in dollars, they are bringing in pounds or whatever hard currency they are bringing in, this hard currency is going to Dangote, not going to the Nigerian government. Is two things entirely. So now, if they decide that okay, they want to meet up the local markets, which is they want to focus, they want to like still put export on hold and focus on meeting the local demand for diesel, local demand for LNG, local demand for petroleum, for bitumen and other crude oil products, then expectedly our federal government will start reducing fuel importation. And with fuel subsidy gone, it means that at some point eventually we are going to be at mercy of whatever the rate that Dangote Refinery is selling. It's as simple as that, because the government will simply just wash off their hands from the entire fuel sector and just focus on something else. So that means eventually it's whatever rate that they bring out from the refinery that will determine what will be the pump price. Like I said before, we've seen what has been happening with cement. We've seen what has been happening with sugar. We've seen what has been happening with flour. I don't really see price stability, even if they focus on the local markets. That's just my own prediction, basically. Except when we start having 5, 6, 7, 8 different privately owned refineries competing with each other. Because apart from our market here, we also have Cameroon, we have Republic of Benin, we have Niger, we have Chad, we have Senegal. These are different countries all around us that we can still even focus our export market to, either via rail, via pipeline, or even via tankers. So basically, the Dangote Refinery or the Dangote company have a lot of options in their hand, have a lot of markets to push their product to. So we really can't hold them on ransom on anything in a lot of ways. So the best way for us to hold them ransom is for us to create several competitors for them. It's just as simple as that. Because the government have shown time and time again that they can't really regulate anything. And this particular administration have shown and proven severally to us that they are not really willing to subsidize anything. Their plan is even to remove subsidy from everything. They want we Nigerians to pay for everything that we are using. As simple as that. So, is it a good news? Is it a bad news? We want to hear your perspective. We want to know what you think. We want to hear your opinion. Our comment is always open. You can tell us what you think. You can tell us your own understanding, your own findings, your own research, and what you feel is going to happen in the next 6 months, 6 years, 2 years, 3 years, based on the Dangote Refinery being at Ibeju-Lekki, the Dangote Refinery starting to work, the Dangote Refinery starting to supply diesel, the Dangote Refinery starting to supply petroleum. What do you think will really happen? All right, and if you have not subscribed yet to our videos, trust me, we want you to be part of the family. We want you to be part of the channel. We want you to subscribe to our video. We want you to subscribe to our channel. We just share the very valuable information here, and there are so many other valuable informations available for us to share with you, which we don't want you to miss. So kindly do subscribe. If you have subscribed already, kindly turn on the notification button as we are showing it on the screen. And once again, I've not been doing this in a couple of our videos now. We have our Instagram portfolio for you. We want you to check out our Instagram portfolio. We have a lot of listings there, land, off-plan, houses, short-let options, cash flow options, long lease options, you know, different opportunities for you which you can tap into. Some are still at pre-launch, some are already completed, some are properties that you can buy to flip later, some are properties that you can buy, rent out, and start earning cash flow. So we have our portfolio, on IG, and I would really appreciate it if you check it out. See what was available there, reach out to us, and you can see what we have, what you are trying to achieve, and see if there is a balance between the two, or if there are other options or other alternatives that we are going to suggest for you. All right, so I still remain on the number one property of the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabbi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos. Thanks once again for your time, for the encouragement, for the thumb likes, for the shares, for subscribing, for dropping your comments, for following us. We really appreciate that, and see you next time.